That's clear. Yeah. Everybody, welcome. We've got a bunch of people logging in. Thank you guys for being on time. We had quite a few registered, so I don't know how many are going to be on, but we can only support 100. So the fact that you guys got here early guarantees you a space, because if we cap this bad boy out, then they're going to miss out, unfortunately. So welcome, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Just going to move some things on my screen around here. Just going to give another minute or so for a few more folks to log in. Just make sure everything's good from that, and then we're going to get started with this. You will notice that you guys are all on mute. I appreciate you guys being here, but I am going to mute everybody just for the quality of the recording to ensure that we don't have any issues with, someone doesn't realize that they're at home and you all got kids at home and, and their kids start screaming or dogs start barking or whatever and no one can hear. So I'll leave you guys all on mute, but I appreciate you guys being in. What that does mean, though, is if you have questions, you can go ahead and type them in the chat box. My partner Gigi and I are on here. We'll be looking at that, just making sure that you guys are, any questions that you have, we try to answer. And then we'll go from there. Just reorganize my screen here a little bit. I got too many screens going on. I want to make sure I got everything so that we're ready to roll with this. What's up, Denise? If you guys can hear me, just drop in the comment box, say hello, let me know that you can hear me. Everything's good on that end, and then we'll get started. Perfect. Coming in loud and clear. Mark, Tabby, Isaiah, what's up? Kata. All right, perfect. Okay, cool. So I am going to get started now. Before I do, make sure you've got pen and paper, or you've got, if you're on your computer, you've got something to take notes with, because this, guys, we're going to go through a number of things here, and I really want to help you guys understand how you can take this time right now to maximize your business. Okay, Gigi, we're recording. Perfect. So get a pen, get some paper, take notes, because this is the single best time probably ever in our lives, and might even be ever moving forward, for us to really capitalize and maximize on our online presence. And so I want to go through a number of things that are going to help us do that as we go. If you do have questions as I go through, as I said, please just drop them in the question box. I appreciate it. And then I would actually ask one more favor. If you're not on your phone, I'm going to smile real quick. I want you to take a picture, and I want you to post on whatever social network you're using that you're on, learning about your business, and this will become important later. And make sure you tag me too. So I'm going to give you some thumbs up and smile for a second. It's really awkward to stand here like this, so make sure you take a picture quickly. All right, perfect. So here's the thing, guys. Right now, all of us, or most of us, are in some form of quarantine in the United States, right? So we're all supposed to be staying at home, social distancing, all those things are happening. And yes, Bethany, I do call that a smile. And here's the thing. Many businesses are completely shut down. So if you're in the real estate business, maybe you can go to your job sites, maybe you can't. I know in Buffalo, for example, our court system is actually closed down. Like literally, I can't even buy a house, sell a house, get permits, none of it, because the whole thing is shut down. So wherever you are, whether that's that, or if you're in a local business, I know some of you guys on here are local business owners, and you're like, hey, like I can't have people come into my business. And some of you guys are just trying to figure out what the heck you're even doing. Maybe you had an idea and you just got started, but now you're like, I don't know. Right now is the single best time to capitalize on your online presence. And I want to talk about a couple of things in relation to that, because right now is the single best time for you to do that. So let's talk about the first thing. Internet traffic is up 30%. Let that sink in for a second. Think about how much we already use the internet. It's 30% more. Scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, and most of the major channels is at an all-time high. More people are logging into these platforms than ever have previously, ever. Like in all social media history, there's more people logging in now this last 2 weeks than there ever has been. And here's the thing. Social media and this internet, imagine for a second that we went back even 10 years ago, okay, 15 years ago, when smartphones weren't even a thing. I think I got my first smartphone in 2000, maybe 7 or 8, maybe something like that. So, we're talking 12, 13 years ago, smartphones weren't even a thing. Internet, was a thing, but you didn't do video calls like this. You didn't have online training, really. It was a whole new world. So think about how much has changed. Now, when we think about that in our business, especially if you're a business that relies on in-person communication with your customers, clients, closings, whatever it might be, the number one thing that has not changed and has only gotten easier these past 2 weeks is for you to be online. Number one, authentically, which is why I posted a video on Monday of this week about how to be authentic online. Number two, with the people that want to know what you've got going on. And number three, it's never been better to connect to your customers in that authentic way online where they are. And it's just, that is an unprecedented ability. And so I want you to think about, as you're doing this, what can you be doing while you're at home, while you're in this quarantine, while you can't do a lot of things, to help you build this audience, okay? Attention right now. On social, on platforms, on stages, on anything. Attention is the most important currency that you can cash in. Having someone's attention. The fact that there's almost 40 people on this training right now is pretty awesome. For a random Thursday night, when I threw together a few days ago and just said, hey, let's do this, 40 people from my audience decided, hey, you know what? This is important enough for me to come spend some time away from family, away from wherever. Maybe that's a good thing for some of us. I don't know. I've been hearing seeing some pretty funny memes about that. But here's the thing, guys. Building that audience and capitalizing on the attention that you can grab right now will solidify who you are and your ability to influence people in the future. And so what do I mean by that? Okay, right now, let's just say, for example, that you run a local business. Well, your clientele can't come into your location because maybe you're on lockdown, like many places are, literally where they're not even legally allowed to come to your shop anymore. Okay. Well, what do? You've got to stay in front of them. Having their attention for as much time as possible will deepen the relationship, even though we can't physically be there in person. It will enhance the ability, if they're paying a membership fee or dues or anything like that, it will enhance the ability for you to talk to someone and say, listen, I'm still here with you. Here's what I'm going through. Here's how I'm doing it. Here's where I'm at. Here's my struggles. Here's my successes. Share all of that stuff. Build that audience and be with them, because when you're with these folks in that real authentic way, when you're not trying to hide who you are, when you're not trying to fake it and say, oh yeah, you know what, this quarantine's ridiculous, my business is killing it, look at me, I'm a badass. No, okay, look, here's the thing, guys, maybe that's true for you, and that is great, you can talk about that, but for a lot of us, we're going through real struggles right now. This is serious stuff for many of us, and we need to understand that even if it's not for us, even if our business is sailing forward right now, okay, here's the most important thing. Not everybody else is. And your empathy and understanding of that is going to help you increase the size of your tribe. It's going to help you increase the rapport with your tribe. And it's going to help you ultimately capitalize on that in the future. And so I want you to think about all those things as we go along. And this goes right into support each other. I appreciate and I have such gratitude for each and every one of you who are on this call right now. For all of you who said, yeah, I'm going to make time to do this, because it shows that you're supporting me and what I'm doing, and it allows me to support you as well. And this is a two-way street right now. As entrepreneurs, most of us, in fact, I would be willing to bet, actually, this would be good. In the comments, I want you to type in what year did you start your business? I want you to type in the comment in the chat box, what year did you start your business? This should be really interesting for a lot of us to see. So we got 2009, 14, 20, 18, a bunch of 2019s, 14, 15, 17. All right, one person from 2003. We got one from before the last crash, right? 2009, we were already starting to come out at that point a little bit. Yeah, okay, perfect, right? So I see a lot of you on this call right now started your business in an up market. So you've never had to face what could be the recession. And I'm going to tell you right now, as someone who we started buying houses in 2008. I put my first house under contract before everything fell apart. My contract or my agreement with the bank changed like 5 times just in like a matter of 3 months trying to buy our very first place. And it was only a $110,000 house. It's crazy. Okay, so yeah, so most of us have started more recently. We haven't gone through that down. But I'm going to tell you right now, the most important thing, and this is something that I didn't have last time, simply because I was new and I just didn't know it existed, it's this community. It's each other. It's us having the ability to support each other as we go through this, to be able to say, hey, listen, I know that you're going through hard times. Here's what I found that worked, or more importantly, what didn't work. Here's what's happening right now. And the more that we stick together, we create that community. We are we and not I, not me or my business and screw the rest of you. The more that we can do that, the more of us that will survive through this. And if we can survive through whatever's coming, I don't know how bad it's going to be. Maybe it's not going to be that bad. Maybe it's going to be terrible. Who knows? But regardless of where it falls, if we can stick together and come through that, what's going to happen is all of us will be stronger. And I guarantee you, every single one of you who goes through whatever you go through in this time right now will remember the folks that stood by you, lifted you up, and supported you. Why? Because you're like, man, wow, thank you. I really appreciate that you would do that for me. And so I want you to think about, how can you be that, right? I'm doing this call free of charge. I easily could charge for this call. People would have paid to be on this call with me for an hour or however long we go, right? They absolutely would have. But I also understand that right now, if I'm willing to give at some point in time, and maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's next year, maybe it's 10 years from now, maybe it's 30 years from now, everyone that I gave to will somehow reciprocate back to me. And I don't know what it looks like, and I'm not trying to quantify it because it doesn't matter what it looks like to me. What is important is that we support each other as we go through this. So I want you to think about, how can you do that with your audience currently? Who do you know in your business that you can support? Is there other businesses that you can support? All right. Can you guys still see me? Hold on, I'm gonna spotlight this. Okay, perfect. Are we good? Everyone give me a thumbs up if you're on video. You can still see me, right? Okay, perfect. Sorry, guys. Also, my screen flashed and went somewhere weird, so I wasn't sure what's going on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, perfect. All right. All right, perfect. Okay, so, yeah, no, it's okay. We're good. We should be spotlighted now. Perfect. So here's the thing. The next thing is, guys, I want you to start thinking about, during this time right now, whatever's going to happen, whatever's going to come from your business, what is your outcome? What are you trying to build right now? Are you trying to deepen connection? Are you trying to get more followers? Are you trying to finally transition to an online digital source of income? Are you trying to build your presence for the very first time? I know for some of us, that's the case. We're just trying to even build what we're doing for the very first time, and that's huge too. Okay, so what is your outcome? And I want you to understand that your outcome is going to determine the actions that you want to take while you're in this quarantine, for whether it's the next day, 2 days, 2 months, whatever it's going to be. Okay, I want you to understand that's your outcome. So get crystal clear on that. Spend later tonight, let it sink in, ask yourself that question, and then tomorrow morning, hopefully your subconscious will have taken that question to heart and you'll have a good answer if you don't already. Obviously, if you already know what your outcome is, perfect. All right, if you know that, hey, I want to do this thing, great. Then execute on that thing moving forward, whatever that's going to be, okay? All right, so let's dive into some of the meat here. How do we actually execute this stuff online? All right, now, in this time of social media, there's a ton of social networks out there that we can be on, right? So we've got Facebook, Instagram, we've got LinkedIn, we've got Pinterest, we've got Snapchat, we've got TikTok, we've got Twitter. Like, there's a million things that we can be on. What I want you to understand is being on all networks is important, but not necessary. And here's what I mean by that. You will find me, Bob McIntosh, on every single social network that exists, with the exception of maybe Pinterest, but I'm pretty sure I'm there too, at the Bob McIntosh. Now, where do you actually see me posting? You're not going to see me posting across all those. I'm on all of them, but I'm not necessarily active on all of them. Why? Because I understand my audience is going to fall into 1, 2, maybe 3, but probably 1 or 2 of those social networks. And so I focus my efforts on the networks that are going to derive me the biggest return on time. That's a huge thing. Return on time. I want you to think about that when it comes to your social presence. What is your return on time? Okay, so Let's talk about what the networks are and why you might want to be on some of them. So Facebook, I'm going to tell you right now, Facebook has been historically my most important network, but in the last 6 months has dropped dramatically. And I don't mean like, oh yeah, I saw a little, down tick. No, like dramatically. My results for videos, my results for lives, my results for my posts right now are down probably 30 to 40% from where they were even 6 months ago, and probably more than that from about a year to a year and a half ago. Let that sink in for a second. That's a massive, massive drop, okay? Now, I understand, here's what's happening. People are getting sick of Facebook, right? There's a lot of ads, there's a lot of crap, there's politics, there's religion, there's a bunch of shit that I just don't want to see. And so people are sick of it, right? The idea, and actually this is really interesting, if you look at the history of social networks, Facebook has become MySpace. And I know for some of you guys, like Tabby's on here. I don't even know, Tabby, if you remember MySpace. You're probably too young for that, but maybe not. But for those of us who remember MySpace, MySpace was MySpace, right? It was this platform. It looked exactly like this. And guess what? Then all of a sudden they said, hey, it'd be really cool if we let people have more control. We're gonna let them change their background. And they can put music on there. I kid you not, I hated, like you go to the profile and I got some song playing and you're just like, I hate the song, I hate this profile. Like, that's how we started to feel about MySpace. And then Facebook comes along, right? And Facebook says, no. It's gonna look just like this. Everyone looks the same. There is no crap, there's just this. And we as human beings craved that universal structure, okay? Thanks, Jose, I'd love to be in your top 8. But we crave that structure. Here's the thing. Facebook has now done the same thing. They said, you know what? Engagement's going down. How do we get people to be in there? Let's give them more control. And so they've gone the same route as Facebook where, hey, I can do all kinds of colors. I can post videos, images, links. I can change colors. I can do all kinds of things. I can even go in groups now. I can literally even change in the fonts. I can make big font, small font, medium font, bullet points, all this stuff. So we gave people more control, which we think is what we really want. But as users, we don't. We get annoyed with that. I want to come on and see. I don't want to see tons of crap. I come on to connect, to be social. And so what's happened, Facebook has become the MySpace. And where's everyone going? They're going to Instagram. Why are they going to Instagram? Because Instagram is simple. It's pictures and videos. It's simple, right? You're not going to see a ton of politics. Will you see some? Absolutely. But pictures and videos don't lend themselves to that kind of crap as much as Facebook does. And so people are exiting that platform and they're heading to Instagram, which has legitimately become my engagement on Instagram. So even though my audience on Instagram is about, I'm going to say about 1/3 the size of my audience on Facebook, I get almost the same engagement on Instagram with 1/3 as many people as I do on Facebook. Let that sink in too, guys, right? My Instagram engagement with 1/3 of the audience is doing almost as good as my Facebook. That's amazing. And so you need to be on Instagram as well if you're not already. And I know some of you guys are already here, you're already there, you're rocking and rolling, which is awesome. But if you're not, make sure you are. We're going to talk more in detail about Instagram tonight because I do honestly believe it's one of the most important platforms that you can be on, especially if you're a real estate investor, but really in any business. I think it's super important. Now, let's talk about some others. Pinterest. Pinterest is great if whatever you're doing lends itself to a lot of creative stuff, a lot of visual stuff, right? So if we have a client in 3 Degrees Consulting that does like chalk. So basically she makes chalk paste and they make these really cool homey designs, and it's a network marketing company and we're helping her grow that, right? Well, that lends itself to Pinterest perfectly, right? There's all these home, because that's exactly what that is for. Real estate could, if you're talking about the designs of your houses and things like that, absolutely. But let's say you're a digital marketer. Well, digital marketing and Pinterest, they're not, in terms of, it's not sexy. Like I can only post so many times. Here's a selfie of me in front of my computer before people are like, okay, I get it, cool, whatever. It's not attractive to that platform. So understand that. Now, Snapchat and TikTok. Let's talk about these two because they're the ones that people are asking me a lot of questions about recently. Snapchat, it's pretty much dead. From a business marketing standpoint, there's no point in being on Snapchat, in my opinion, right now. It's still primarily used by young 20-somethings for the most part to communicate, but actually being on there as a business is A, difficult, B, time-consuming, and C, generally not worth it. Unless that's your exact specific audience falls in that young 20 range, then maybe. Now, TikTok is fascinating on the other hand, though. Yeah, TikTok, if you don't know what it is a the best way I can describe it is a mashup of like YouTube mixed with Vine, if you remember what that was back in the day, mixed with stories and a few other weird things, right? So what's important about TikTok is this. Primarily TikTok users are teenagers to maybe like mid 20 somethings. So if that's your target audience, perfect. You need to be on TikTok and go. However, what I would challenge each and every one of you guys to do right now, even if your business, you're saying, Bob, that's not my business. Like, let's say you're a real estate investor, because I know a lot of you guys are. You're a real estate investor, you're like, Bob, their teenagers aren't buying houses. No, but maybe their parents are. Think about that for a second. 20-somethings aren't buying houses. No, but they will be very soon. In the next 5 to 10 years, depending on how the economy goes, they might. A lot of folks started to think about this. Who is our up and coming audience? And so here's what I challenge you to do, because you're already home anyways. I want you to hop onto and download, if you don't already have it, the TikTok app. Okay, and then maybe I'll actually show this to you guys in a minute. But download the TikTok app, and I just want you to get on for 15 to 20 minutes a day, okay, for the next 2 weeks. And I know maybe just 15, fine. Like you can literally be doing your morning routine, spend 15 minutes, and I just want you to consume, just watch, see what's happening. You don't have to post anything. You don't have to interact. You don't have to comment unless you feel the need to or want to. But I just want you to be on there and consume for a minute. Because what I want you to realize is that this is the next generation coming up that will eventually want to buy houses from you if you're a real estate investor, or if you're a local business, are going to want to come to your local business, or if you are a digital marketer or whatever else you might be doing. These are potential buyers now, maybe not today, but in the future, okay? And so here's the thing. I just want you to see what's going on. Now, where is TikTok going? I don't really know, to be honest. It might be like a huge, crazy big, and then die off just as quickly. And a year from now, we're all going to laugh at, hey, remember that TikTok thing? Yeah, right? Or maybe it becomes the next biggest thing. But what is important is that if you're a creative person, especially, you're going to find cool ways to do this. And you can take your content from TikTok and repurpose it on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on your other platforms if you want to, because you can actually download and save all of your videos on there. But my challenge for most of you right now is just hop on, consume for 15 to maybe 20 minutes a day, and just see what you feel about it. And I think you'll find that for a lot of us, you're like, okay, maybe I'm gonna roll my eyes and like, yeah, this is useless. I don't want to be on here. But just understand that that's the next generation of people that are going to be buyers, no matter what business you're in. So understanding how they operate is going to give you an edge when it comes to them buying your stuff in the future. Maybe not right this second, but in the future. Okay. And then the last one I want to talk about real quick is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is still LinkedIn, right? It's the professional network. But here's the thing, guys. LinkedIn is highly, I cannot stress this enough. LinkedIn is highly underutilized by people right now. We're doing, for some clients, a really slick LinkedIn lead generation campaign. Like literally on some people that we do this for, I mean, we're literally getting them 20 leads a day through LinkedIn. Now, that's very specific businesses and very specific things, but let that sink in for a second. Imagine what you could do with 20 leads a day in your business on LinkedIn. And here's the crazy part, guys. Like I said, LinkedIn is underutilized. People are not using it. So I want you to start thinking about how can you use that. And I guarantee you every business, whoever's on here right now, if you're watching this, your business can do better from being on LinkedIn. So for example, because LinkedIn actually gives me the ability to search for people in businesses, I can say, hey, listen, let's say that I am a digital marketing agency and I focus in on chiropractors. I can literally say, show me everyone who's a doctor of chiropractor, who's anything to do with chiropractic. I can have them show, and then start connecting with those folks. Because LinkedIn actually lets me see who my target audience is. Crazy things. Right? Now, there's an entire deep level process which we're not going to go into right now for how to actually connect with them, warm them up, and then work them into leads. But for right now, just understand that, hey, can you be on LinkedIn? Are you even posting content to LinkedIn? When was the last time you actually went and posted content to LinkedIn? Probably in a long time. I know for me, it's been a while too. Why? Just because it hasn't been a focus. I've been focused on Facebook and Instagram, but really LinkedIn is massive. All right. Isaiah asked, how many times do you post for your clients on LinkedIn? we try to post at least 3 to 4 times a week for our clients on LinkedIn. 3 to 4 times a week is an ideal number, depending on the content and a few other things. But LinkedIn is a very unique platform that people are going to spend more time reading, learning, growing on LinkedIn. Facebook and Instagram, quick, short content, boom, 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 moving on, right? But I can write a long form 1,000-word article in LinkedIn and people will read it because they're coming there for a different reason. So understand what is your content, and that's going to really change how frequently that you actually post. But good question. Thank you for asking. And then the last platform I want to talk about is YouTube. I'll be 100% honest with you. YouTube has not been my focus at all for a long time. Even though I've made tons of videos, I was not focused on it until the last few months. The last few months, I spent a lot of time diving in, learning, and it's pretty amazing. And so guys, I want you to start thinking about YouTube a little bit differently. So Instagram, Facebook, all of these, they're like social media slot machines, which means as a user, as a business trying to capitalize on attention, I pull the slot machine that's putting my content on Facebook and Instagram, and if I get lucky, some of it might hit. But if I don't, it's just the next thing. And by the time I'm like, man, like literally, I've posted content before. I'm like, that was such good stuff. Why didn't more people come on it? Why, like, what? And by the time I'm already thinking about that, it's already old news in the algorithm, and it'll never come back again ever. It's dead. It's dead. Whatever I posted a year ago is dead unless I repost it again. Then I can. But at some point, it's that slot machine. I'm pulling it like this, hoping that I might land. Now, YouTube, on the other hand, is not like that. It's more like I don't know, horseshoes, for example, right? So I'm going to throw something out there, and when it lands, it's going to land. It's going to stay right there. That's where it goes. All right, and it's never going to move again. What's cool about that is because YouTube is owned by Google and it's search-based or intent-based, what that means is that now it's there. So if I'm taking the time to answer questions, if I've done my proper keyword research, if I found the right things and I'm creating videos that help my audience, that will be there forever. As long as that keyword's getting searched, people are going to find my stuff. So it's really, really cool in this time of where it's getting harder and harder and harder to deal with the algorithm. Facebook is charging us more and more and more money for our stuff to be seen. YouTube is where I'm going right now and spending a lot of time. So by the way, guys, I would love for each and every one of you guys to subscribe to my channel. You just go to my channel. I don't remember what the link is right now. I'm sure DG might be able to find it and drop it in for me. Yeah, so go to my channel, Gigi. I don't know why that link is. I don't know what that is. Anyways, here's the thing, guys. YouTube is super, super important. I'd love for you guys to subscribe to my channel. I need to reach 100 subscribers to get my unique URL. See, I don't even have 100 people on YouTube yet because I haven't focused on it, but it should be cool once we get there. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you dropping it, buddy. Appreciate that. I'm going to give you a thumbs up, bro. So, YouTube. Okay, now, here's where we're going to get into some deeper. So let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to actually share my phone screen with you. All right, perfect. Let me know. You guys should be able to see my phone screen. Yes, give me a thumbs up if you see my phone screen. All right, perfect. All right, cool. So here's what I'm going to share with you guys, and I'm going to be 100% transparent with you because I always am. This is not my strategy, but this is a Gary Vee strategy called the $1.80 strategy. But I'm kid you not, it will return massive results if you do it the right way. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of things on Instagram because I want you guys to capitalize on this platform as much as possible. So this is Instagram. Here it is. You notice, remember I was saying earlier about the simplicity? Notice how everything's exactly the same, right? There's not a lot of crazy. The posts are different, but the structure is exactly the same. This is what's important. And by the way, guys, you might find some weird stuff on my phone as I scroll through here. I have crazy people that I follow. I don't control what people post. They post whatever they want to post. I'm just sharing this with you. But here's what the $1.80 strategy basically is. We go out every single day, and you're going to leave 90 comments on posts across Instagram. Now, I know many of you are going, what are you smoking, Bob? You want me to leave 90 comments a day? Yes, I do. You're sitting at home anyways right now. Why not spend some time while you're watching the Netflix marathon or you're watching whatever, hop up here on YouTube, drop some comments. Now, there's a very specific uh, there's a very specific way to do this that's going to improve your odds of growing your account. All right. So what I like to do is I go down here in the bottom. There's a little search glass, and this allows me to search. And in this search right here, I can search for people. Now, this is where my strategy differs a little bit from Gary Vee. So Gary Vee talks about go find hashtags, and on those hashtags, comment on the top posts in those hashtags, because that's the quote easy way. What I've actually found works better is not to just comment on random hashtags, especially as entrepreneurs. A lot of the entrepreneurial hashtags that we put out there, these accounts that are there, they are, how do I put this? They're bullshit accounts. There's just a lot of bullshit on there, and you don't want to do it. So instead, find people that are in your niche, your industry, your location that are important to what you're doing, and then comment on their posts and their commenters' comments. So, for example, here's Ed Milet. Okay, Ed Milet is someone that I follow a lot with, and I will have him on my podcast. Just you wait and see. So he's someone that I follow. So he posts all of his posts. So here's his latest post: how McDonald's sells hats. He made this 10 hours ago. So 10 hours ago, he posted this. Okay, why is this important? Why is it important for him to have posted this? At this point in time, I don't really know. I'm not trying to break down the post. I might spend some time and actually watch this. You know, this is a fairly short video. If I click here, you can see this whole video is a minute 15. So I might spend a minute 15 watching this so I have context of what the post is. Then what I'm going to do is right below that video, you see a heart, you see a comment, and you see like a little speech bubble, and you see a plane. First, I'm going to heart it. Why? Because I want him to know that I'm aware of his content. It's important that he sees that. If I want to connect with this guy and have him on my podcast, right? Okay, so because I don't know if you know who Ed is or not, but Ed's his business does multiple 9 figures a year, right? So he's someone that is doing a lot. I look up to Ed. He's someone that I think is important, and so I want to get him on my podcast. For me to do that, I need him to see me. That's an easy way. Now, as far as the $1.80 strategy goes, I'm literally going to load up his comments right here. So here's his actual post. This is the text. Spend some time and read that. In this case, you know, he says, selling happiness is a common thread, blah, blah, blah. The most fulfilled part in the world is mega achievers I work with in one-on-one. We're in an unprecedented moment of history. In this moment now, more than ever, the world is seeking happiness, okay? I don't have to really read the rest of this. I got the gist of it, right? And then all of these below here, these are people who have commented on his post, okay? And so you notice right here, Ed has actually responded to a lot of these comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down, and I might have to scroll. Ed gets a ton of comments. Actually, let me go back here. He's got 1,434 comments on this post already in 10 hours. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to down until I start getting out. And Ed is a monster at posting comments. So I mean, it's like 5, 6 scrolls here. I'm just going to keep going. And my goal is to eventually get down here. Here we go. We still got some replies. Here we go. So we're starting to get some of the comments where he hasn't replied yet, where there may not be. Actually, this one, yeah, some of these have gotten replies, but they're not him. And so the reason I'm skipping down here is that Ed replied to all these other folks. So if Ed's already commented on their post, right, they're going to feel kind of like, yeah, like I got a comment from him. But a lot of these folks down here in the bottom haven't gotten any comments at all. So by calling these people out, by commenting on these folks who haven't, I'm actually connecting with them at a deeper level because I don't want to say they feel left out, but they feel appreciated that even though they didn't get a comment from Ed, they got a comment from somebody, okay? And literally I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to hearts. So on the right-hand side, you notice how those little hearts are turning red? I'm just going to heart random posts. Which ones? I don't really care, to be honest. I'm just going through and hearting a bunch of things. Oops, close that there. Why? Because I want people to see that I'm here, and then I'm going to drop comments on some of these. So, all right, let's take this guy right here, Thunder Horse KJ. That is the road I'm on. I'm going to change a lot of lives in a bigger way than ever before. Thank you for amazingly putting the exact content I needed at the exact right time. Hey, I didn't know you could do magic, right? And so, guys, literally this is all I'm going to do. Watch. I'm going to write wizard. I'm going to put a little, because he said magic, right? This, buddy. And then maybe a fist bump. That's it. How long did that take me? you know, I mean, I'm explaining it, so it took longer, but that took 5-10 seconds. Okay, perfect. Here we go. I love it. Do you have the complete clip out for us to watch? I first heard this happens. Okay, that I don't really have anything to say to that. Okay, you know, big, I agree. Right. And really, I'm gonna heart some of these more generic ones, like, yo, I accept, I agree. Like those ones I don't necessarily need to drop comments on. But when someone takes the time to write a more in-depth comment, maybe I can comment on that. So here's this one from Jason. I accept. I will strive to bring happiness to my clients and employees as well as home with family. Also excited that to my neighbors in these trying times. Perfect. So I'm gonna say, hell yeah, man. You're the delivery guy of happiness, and that's freaking killer. Maybe another fist bump here. Okay, boom, just like that. Now I got another comment. Now, why am I doing this? Okay, why am I doing this? Because what's going to happen, guys, first of all, they're going to get a comment from something that they wouldn't have otherwise. And right here, so I go to this little heart, this is my activity feed. You notice, see all these people with the blue follow button next to me? Got well, this person, bunch of these are folks who are following me now. And most of this activity right here is simply because I commented on their stuff. Now they're following my stuff. Now, I don't necessarily know right now if these people are perfect fits for what I do. But what I do know is that if they're following Ed and I follow Ed and Ed's clientele could be my clientele, then there's a good chance that whatever people I randomly comment on in this process could be potentially good clients for me, okay? And this is why we do this, guys. We start growing this. Now, I think, go from here. Go here. And if you guys have a business account, which you want to make sure that your Instagram is a business page and you're going to attach it to your Facebook page, okay? You'll get all these extra options. So when you go to your profile right here, you'll get all these extra options up in the top right? And one of those is insights. And what this will tell me is it'll tell me all the details about what's going on with my profile, okay? Now, the last week, I didn't do this a lot. Why? Because we're actually super busy with new clients coming on board, people wanting to work with us. So I just haven't had the time. But here's something that's also fascinating. Here's all my user counts. Notice that, let me go back here. I've actually lost 10 followers. So I was doing a growth strategy prior to this about a year and a half ago, where I would just follow a bunch of random people and get them to follow me back and then unfollow them. Because that worked really, really well for a while. So what's happening now that I'm posting a whole lot more, all those junk followers are getting off my profile, which is perfect, right? That means that I've lost 10, I'm negative 10. I lost 21 people that didn't give a crap about me, right? But I gained 11 who probably did because I connected with them more authentically as we're going through this, okay? Athena said, is there a way to change your personal business account if you actually made it your instant a personal way? Yeah, there's, Athena, there's an option to convert your account to a business account. It's in your account settings. I forget exactly where. But now here's a couple other things, guys. Here's important. Look, I get stats. LA, New York, San Diego. Why are those my top places? Because that's where I've lived. So that would make sense. Here's my age range. Look, I can see 25 to 34 is my biggest and 35 to 44 is my second biggest. So if I know that, I can adjust my content here for these folks to make sure that it makes sense to that age range people. Look, gender, mostly men. Well, okay, great. So should I adjust my content to be more male focused? Probably. Why? Because my audience is more men. And then there's other people here. And guys, all this stuff is just great for us to understand. Here's what we got going on. Here's activity. So look, I reached 810 accounts in the last week. 810 people on Instagram somehow interacted with my profile. Okay. For me to get that kind of activity on Facebook is infinitely more difficult right now, right? And I'm doing this with 1/3 of the audience. Once I grow, it'll be even crazier. Look, and then here's awesome. So 60, this is why we do this commenting, right? 60 profile visits in the last week and 12 website clicks. Let that sink in for a second. 60 people and 12 went to my website, okay? I'm not good at math, so I'm gonna pull up a calculator here real quick, but that's 20%. That means 20% of the people who went to my profile came to my website. Where else can you get a 20% click-through rate? That's insane, right? So this is why this is so important, guys. This is why you need to be on here doing this stuff. Why? Because this is how your personal, and guys, literally you can do this. I do this most nights while I'm sitting on a couch watching whatever TV show, you know, let my brain relax a little bit, because I can't fully relax for some reason. I'm just apparently incapable of doing that. And so I just, I go on here and I drop comments, right? This is really, really, really cool stuff. Okay. So Jonathan asks, can you see insights and activity on your personal posts and or content? No, Jonathan, you only get insights if you have a business account. So you have to convert to get that. Okay. Now, let me go, hold on, apps. I'm just going to show you guys. This is TikTok real quick. Okay. And there's obviously sound playing here, but on TikTok, you swipe up to see new videos. And whatever people are posting, I have no idea. It doesn't really even matter. I don't care. Again, I just want you to go through here and watch these people's things, okay? So you just swipe up to see new videos, all right? So here's a video about how to make mozzarella sticks. Great. I don't know why I would ever need to know that. I'm just gonna go to the store and buy them. But if you want to know how to make mozzarella sticks, here's a guy who does that, all right? And there's a bunch of like funny things, okay? So here's like a girl apparently broken on the road. I don't know. But just hop on here, start consuming, be there. It'll be awesome for you. Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. All right. So when we start talking about social media is a great starting point. And one of the things, guys, that I think you can do right now is just capitalize on Instagram, on the ability for you guys to drop in and do this kind of stuff. That's super important. But here is the other important thing. All right. I showed you guys my insights and my analytics for things. That's a great starting point. But guys, if you don't have analytics on everything that you're doing in your business right now, then you're missing out on the potential to do a whole lot more. And so what do I mean by that? Understand, how are people using your content? How are people viewing your content? Where are they coming from? Where are they going to? Are they converting? Are they not? Are you capturing them so you can run ads to them later on? All of these are important questions. And this right now is the perfect time to make sure that's all set up, because so many folks are going to be coming to websites and viewing content, right? It's super, super important to do that, okay? Sorry, Jonathan asks, does TikTok customize the content it shows based on your likes and preferences? Jonathan, as far as we know right now, yes, there is an algorithm at play. What that algorithm is hard to say. It seems like it's way less flushed out than Facebook's is, but there definitely is an algorithm to it for sure. And a lot of it is based on the people that you follow for right now. As I learn more about it myself, I'll be sure to teach you guys if I feel it's relevant to what you guys need to know for right now, okay? But again, going back to analytics. Okay, obviously business pages. So Facebook, business page, Instagram, business account. Both of those need to happen for you to get analytics and insights. You need to make sure, if you haven't already, you need to be signed up for Google Analytics, and it needs to be attached to your website. That way you can track every single person who's come in from your website and where they're going, what they're doing, what they're clicking on. All of that stuff is super, guys. It gives you page load time. It gives you how long they spend on the site, what content did they go to, where they come from, where do they exit to. All of those details are super, super important for you guys to understand. So analytics and data, because you cannot craft a better strategy if you don't understand the data that's going on. So guys, a lot of what I'm talking about right now, tonight on this training, is based solely on what I've been getting asked by people through private messages, comments, and other things. That's my analytics, right? A lot of folks are asking these questions, so I'm going to talk about those things because it's obviously the most relevant to people right now. So what can you do to provide the same value for your audience? I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what niche you specialize in. What can you offer your specific audience right now? And if you don't know, perfect. Then guess what? That's the perfect time to do a poll. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about that. I wasn't even going to talk about that, but we might as well. I'm going to share my screen again, my phone again. Okay, perfect. So you guys should be seeing my screen. Let's say you want to do a poll. I don't know if you guys know how to do this or not, but Up top, there's all these stories. And I didn't really talk about stories, but stories are important too. Stories are short, up to 15-second clips that last on Instagram for 24 hours. So here's, we go to Dan Fleshman here. So here's a video that Dan posted. I've actually paused it right now. But you notice across the top, there's a bunch of little white lines. That's all of his stories. And I can see his different stories. So like he's doing an elevator night, and I can scroll left or right to see different people's stories. So I can go like this, all right? So here's another guy I follow, Andy. I can hold down to pause it. But what stories are good for? So each of these can last only 15 seconds, but in terms of the length of the story is 15 seconds, but it lasts on Instagram for 24 hours. So what is important about this stuff, guys? Okay, you want to do a poll. In the top left corner, you notice even if I scroll, there's a little camera icon right next to the Instagram logo. I simply tap that, and now I can start creating stories. So let me turn this around here. All right, so now you guys see me. I can create a story. So let's just say I want to take a picture real quick. I'm going to do it this way so the lighting's a little bit better. Let me get my company logo in there, because why not? Bam. Okay, so now I've got a picture. Super simple, right? What I can do now is up top, there's a little sticker icon. All right, there's like a little smiley face with a sticker looking icon. I click that, and it's going to give me all kinds of options. These options, guys, are critical to story success. Critical to story success, right? If you're a real estate investor, the first one right here called location, that's critical for you, right? So I tap location, and it's going to say, okay, where are you right now? And I can tag my location, right? So I'm near Pensacola Beach, Florida right now. That's where I currently am. So I can tap Pensacola Beach. Now I can move this around. I can push it up and down. I can make it big. I can make it small. I can put it upside down if I want to. Let's say I want to make it a little small here, and let's say I just want to drop it up here. Okay? Perfect. Now, why would that be important? Because now what's going to happen is when I post to Pensacola Beach, everybody who's following in, near, or around Pensacola Beach has the opportunity to now see this story that I'm creating. So it gets me more exposure. More folks can now see what I'm doing, who I am, what we got going on. But we're talking about polls. So I'm going to scroll back up here. Notice right here, poll. Literally, poll. Okay, so I can say, is my hair red enough? Okay, now I'm not actually going to post that poll because that would make no sense in the context of this picture. But maybe I could say, do you want to learn my secret strategy? Helps if you can spell too. Strategy for Insta stories. I really can't type it all apparently tonight. Stories, right? And I can say yes. Now I can actually change these to hell yeah. No, I'm good. For whatever. Okay, it's done. Boom. Just like this. Thank you, Lauren. I can now have a story, and again, I can make it. I can go sideways, whatever. And they have the actual opportunity, if they want to vote on that when they see it pop up in their story. I'm going to delete that for a second, though. Let's go back because there's one more quiz. So I could say, which of the following would you want a free video for? Oh, I can't type it. That's too long. Which of the following do you want a free video of? Perfect, right? I can say Instagram, for example, or I could say Facebook, or I could say TikTok. Okay, and then boom, I drop this in here and I can resize it. Now they can vote on this. So this is a perfect way. I'm actually going to go ahead and post this. So in the bottom left where it says your story and you see my little picture, boom, I do that. Now what will happen, and here's the cool part, guys. So I go to my stories. So when you load up your own stories, you can swipe up and you can see all. So literally, it will show me every single person who watched my story. Okay. Ooh, I can't post. And I can go here and I can see, how many actions were taken from this story. So one person on this one, two on this one, right? And 5 from that one. This one was 8, right? So, and I can get stats on this. So how many people actually looked at this? How many people fast forwarded, things like this? This is all stats and data, guys. This is all critical. But when I get over here to this poll, and there isn't any insights yet, but when there is, it'll tell me which option was winning, who had the most on there. Why? Because this is a business account and it gives me those stats and those insights. Again, I don't have any right now because I literally just posted it and no one's even seen it yet. But later today, tonight, tomorrow, over the next 24 hours, people will filter in and I'll get to learn more about what they're doing, what they said, what they want, which is perfect for me, right? And I can say, hey, Facebook, right? So I voted for Facebook. Now it's not going to show. There we go. Perfect. So you've got 1 vote for Instagram, 1 vote for Facebook, 0 votes for TikTok. And I can see, all right, Isaiah is on his phone already. I love you, buddy, for doing that. Okay. So this is how we can utilize this stuff, guys. This is how we can do this stuff. And this is more important than ever for you guys to be on this. So Julie asks, where are these stickers? Julie, when you create the story, that button will be up top. You just click that button and it'll show you all the options. And guys, I didn't show you all the things, right? There's GIFs and there's emojis and you can draw on things. There's all kinds of things you can do there to make it way more creative. I just showed you guys the most basic stuff. And listen, I've got a ton more strategies that I'm using to grow my account through stories right now that are freaking crushing it. We just don't have time to go through everything that I have. Why? Because literally, guys, I've got so much knowledge in my brain. It's insane. Okay. But yeah, so that's Instagram stories, guys, and just that ability to understand what your audience wants and simply deliver it to them. Straight up deliver what they ask for, because they're going to A, appreciate you for it, B, be more likely to consume it, C, be more likely to share it, and D, it's what they want. Give the people what they want. Have you ever seen a business that's like, yeah, you know what? I know you said you wanted, chocolate chip pancakes, but I really decided that I don't think that's what you want. Instead, I'm going to give you runny scrambled eggs because that's what I want to do. Like, that business would not exist for very much longer if that's how it was operated, right? So how can you operate yours on the principle of what does my audience want and simply give it to them? And right now, guys, your content, your ability to create content is better than ever. You have all the time that you need. Literally, guys, it's super simple. I'm going to show you guys. Look, this, if I can pull it up here, this right here is a ring light. See? Light. Makes me look a little bit better on this video. See, if I shut it off, notice how the light is coming down. It doesn't look as good. When I do this, it looks a little bit better. This ring light was like, I don't know, 12 bucks, 15 bucks, something like that, maybe 20 bucks. It wasn't very expensive for me to have that. And they make different size ones, and you can pick those up at Home Depot or Lowe's or those places if you can't get it delivered right now. Simple, right? Guys, I've got a little microphone that I bought for like, I think this was like 60 or 70 bucks, so that I can always sound good no matter where I go. Not that you necessarily have to have that, but you guys, a studio for your house right now doesn't have to cost you a fortune. Literally, you could do it for probably less than 100 bucks. If you really want to go do it easier, you can do it for even less than that. The ring light's 20 bucks, things like that. Doug, yes, and it's not the ATR 2100, Doug. I forget. This is the ATR. It's an earlier model of that, but it's only Audio Technica microphone. It's like 70 bucks, I think, on Amazon right now. And it sounds great, comes through clear, super awesome stuff, guys. Okay, so we're approaching the hour, and I wanted to keep this to an hour because I want to respect your time. I also know that it's getting late for those of you guys on from the East Coast, so I appreciate you guys on that. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is, look, I understand that right now everyone is going through tough times, and we're all trying to better ourselves, better what we're doing, better how we operate. As if you're on here, you likely know that I'm a digital marketing expert. This is literally what I eat, breathe, and sleep. I'm here with Gigi right now. She'll attest to this. Like, I'm constantly watching videos, learning, following folks who are doing big things. To me, it's exciting stuff. And I get that for many of you guys, you're like, I just don't get it. Like, it's not my thing. It's not the same. It's not, I just don't eat, breathe, and sleep like you do, Bob. And if that's the case for you, I want to personally invite you right now to join me for a low-cost group that you're going to learn from me all the time. I'm going to drop the link in. Oop, that's going to private. Gigi's got the link. Perfect. Thank you, Gigi. I thought I'd ask you to do that. It's $12.47 a month. You're going to get access to a private group with me. I'm going to teach you guys the things that I learn as I learn them, when I learn them, what's going on. It'll be a great place for you to ask questions. This is not meant to be a crazy, insane sales pitch. Literally, I'm just saying, hey, if that sounds of interest to you, I just want to have a place for us as entrepreneurs. That's the cost is not even about the money, guys. That's just enough to cover my time and material of what I need to actually put the stupid thing on. Not a stupid thing, but it's a great thing, but to put it on. So super low price point. I want to make it affordable for everyone because I get that right now we're going to be going through some tough economic times, but I do honestly, truly believe that the digital marketing space is where you need to be focused. And if you don't understand how to play, if you don't understand how to play that game the right way, then you're going to lose out as this next recession comes around, no matter how it looks. The digital space will be better than ever to capitalize on. So I invite you guys to check that out. If it sounds interesting, come on. There's no contract. You don't have to sign up for a whole time. Literally, it's just month to month. So if you get in a bind, you want to leave, whatever it is, but I want to help you guys as much as I possibly can. This enables me to buy the software and a few other things that I need to make it better for you. And so I appreciate you guys in that support. Yes, Lauren, this is absolutely for someone who doesn't like marketing. If you're like, hey, I do all this stuff great, but I just want to know what's the fact, what's the point, what's the this that I can execute to get the maximum result, that's what this is for. So kind of like tonight. So like what we just did tonight is literally exactly what this group is going to be. It's going to be me popping on for probably an hour a month just to update you guys on here's the most important things, here's tips, here's tricks, here's what's working, here's what's not working, and how you capitalize on those things. So I invite you guys to join that. It's a little bit like monthly webinars. So Bethany asks, is it a mastermind or just monthly webinars? Right now, it's just going to be monthly webinars, right? It's all going to be digital. There might be an in-person option at some point in time. And obviously, guys, if you have a group and you want me to come to speak, obviously, once all of this pandemic stuff is done, I'm happy to come and speak to your group if it makes sense for me to get out there. But this is just going to be online. It's just going to be there. All of these will be recorded and they'll be uploaded. For example, this one tonight is going to be the first video of the society going up there. So, you know, things just like this. So you'll have access to this video tonight there as well. But yeah, guys, like I said, I don't want to make this like an insane price where you're like, oh my God, I can't afford to do this. It's simply just there to cover some of my costs to make sure that I can do it, because we're all entrepreneurs, right? We all get it. We got to have some value to our time, but I do want to support you guys in growing, especially right now with everything. So if you want to support me back and join, I'd appreciate it. That's it. That's all I got for right now, guys. We're right at the top of the hour. So thank you so much to each and every one of you guys who are on. Truly appreciate it. I'm just going to scroll through and make sure I didn't miss any questions as we do this here. Hang on one second. Attending from Asia. Dude, Usama, I thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's crazy. You woke up at 5 a.m. to be here. Truly, just seriously, that means a lot to me. I appreciate you taking the time and waking up that early. I'm not a morning person, so that's especially special to me. Oh yeah, as Gigi said, I'll be posting from time to time. I also want to utilize this group to provide audits on occasion, not all the time, but just, hey, like you post your stuff, guys. This is a collaborative group for us to do more together. So that's absolutely true. Okay. Dude, Malha, what's up, buddy? I haven't seen all the names on, but I appreciate that you're here. Deb, Glenn, all of you guys for being on. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. I hope you have a great night. Please stay safe. Wash your hands. Do the social distancing. Quarantine yourself. Whatever it's got going on, guys. Like I said, this is crazy times for all of us. But I really meant when I said earlier too that if we come together as a group and we really help each other, we can all come out of this on the other side. And without getting into like economics of things. Recessions in down economies are when the biggest transfer of wealth happens. All right, the biggest transfer of wealth are always in down economies. So right now, if we can learn to capitalize on that, we're all going to be better off. Foster says your company also do the marketing. We have to actively post. Yes, guys, if you don't want to do this yourself, you want to have us take care of it. I didn't talk about that tonight because that wasn't the intent to this call. But yes, I run a full-scale marketing agency. We have team members in place that can help you do everything I just showed you and more, a whole lot more. Just send me a message on Facebook. I'm going to actually drop my email in here too. If you guys want to email me, if you have questions, go for it. Super short, simple email. Yeah, but we'll do all this for you guys too, if that's something that you desire. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mohar. Yeah, I worked with Mohar on one of his funnels to help him get it up and upgraded or integrated and all that. So you can also email Gigi. Gigi's there. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. I actually am, to be 100% honest, I'm blown away that you're all still here. Like usually by this point, people are like, all right, peace, I'm out. But that just says a lot about who you guys are as people. And so thank you. So I'm going to end the call. Again, my email is there. Reach out to me. I'm easy to find on social or anywhere else. We'd be happy to help you guys with this, with anything. Truly appreciate you. Have a great, 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 great weekend, pandemic time, quarantine time. Just make it freaking awesome. I believe in you guys. I know you can. Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys. Bye.